Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to today, Monday at 6:30 Winnipeg time, 7:30 New York time, 7:30 Jamaica time. Welcome back. I am Charmaine. I am blessed to be here. I am blessed to be here because if you remember last week when that TV monitor fell and hit me in my head, thank God I didn't have any lasting effect from that. I'm just playing around with you. And if you know me, I like to play, I like to laugh around, and I like just life easy. And so I'm here with you. I am blessed to be a part of Impact Gospel Radio to bring you the show that I host, mental health, a holistic, a holistic impact. So I'm here with you. In fact, last week I took the recording and some friends and family members and even show a falling in my head, laugh over together. This unfortunate incident and camera would have people negatively. It could have affected their self-esteem and self-confidence. And so it is good to laugh over things like that. My dog is still alive, even though she was the culprit behind the incident that happened. But my self-esteem and my self-confidence is so much intact. Laughing at yourself can be healing, bring about socialization, and it promotes good mental health. See, hear her? She's just barking now when the show starts. As a host of this show, I desire for you to know that I understand the issues, family dynamics, and problems faced by many of you, whether by experiencing them myself or through clients that I might have, or having friends and family members who were affected and are still being affected by mental health. As a matter of fact, a very good friend of mine had mental illness and it was very traumatic. And so I empathize with all persons or people who are suffering from mental health issue. I am blessed to have this opportunity to work with you on this platform. We are also on Facebook and we're also on YouTube and other social media. So, in the time I spend together every Monday evening at 6:30, I am endeavor to impart information regarding mental health and the different facets of mental health. Just giving out the information can be overwhelming, tedious, and boring. So my producer and we were brainstorming how to get this broadcast to be informative, because you have to get the information. We need to have information in our toolbox to help us, and how to get it interesting and interactive. The necessity of involving you, the listeners, into the program to process and learn together and find solutions. Okay, and so we are going to introduce you to a family with its family dynamics, individual issues, successes and failures, illnesses, treatments, social interactions, social acceptance, social fears, and social rejections. We will be depicting a normal family environment, giving your input weekly on a weekly basis is very important because it helps us to explore together the issues, the symptoms, the coping skills, and treatment strategies for each mental health issues that we're going to deal with in this family dynamics, in this family situation, in the family unit. To be honest, I want you to think of what you would do if you were in that position. If a close family member and a close friend of yours was in the position, someone you care about, what would you have said to them? What would you have done? How would you have bring them that balance that they need? That's what I want to hear. And even if you throw out your comments, and if your comments it's not appropriate, I will guide you. I will guide you through it, and I'll give you research-based information on what we would do and what can be done. But I want the information to be as simple and basic as possible. I don't want to go into it so deep where you don't understand what I'm saying, or you can't recognize symptoms that you might be having. You can't recognize problems that you might be having because it's so deep. Some of the symptoms are out of what you're feeling or what you're experiencing. So we want this to be as simple and basic. For instance, when you are having stress, you might have headache. You might have belly ache. I don't want to say you're going to have neurological problems because you might not know where the neurological system is. I'm not saying none of you are not educated. I'm not saying that. I just want it to be simple so that we can recognize and fix and use our tools in our toolbox to help ourselves and help others. And so I will be monitoring my phone. So if you have any problem, you email us at info@mentalhealthhorizon.com, or you can make the comment into the comment box, which I will be seeing. And if I can't answer immediately, Dr. Clifton Rotty on the other side of this broadcast will bring it to my attention as well. So we want to utilize communication effectively. And if somebody says something that we don't agree with, we're not going to make that person feel bad. No, we're going to make that person understand the impact of saying something bad and how it impacts other person's life. Unfortunately, my producer is not here, but we will get through together, and Pastor Rotty will monitor as well. So I am going to present to you a family drama. And so if you look on the screen, you see Raymond's Family Saga. And so that's what we're going to bring to you, Raymond's Family Saga. Okay? And so with Raymond's Family Saga, we are looking at Raymond's dilemma this week. Okay? So Raymond Williams, he's 41 years old. He was born in California, USA. He traveled extensively around the world when he was younger with his parents and his siblings. One of his trips was to Greece. When Raymond was 12 years old, he was accidentally locked into a tiny cellar after trying to rescue a cat. So he was young. He saw this cat having distress, and he decided to rescue the cat. Unfortunately, that cellar got locked, and he was in there for a while until they find him. And so that was not a good situation for him. He became afraid of small spaces. He became afraid of small spaces. Raymond was an excellent student who got mostly A's in his class. So he was brilliant. He was brilliant. In school, he was a good student. He felt disliked by most classmates because of the way he was treated. So Raymond did not feel accepted and belong in the African American group or in the Caucasian group because he was mulatto. His complexion was not so much on the dark side or on the light side. So he was in the middle, and so he did not know where he belonged. And so he had that problem. It's not that he had a inferior complex issue. No, he was confident, especially in academic. He didn't have an inferior complex, but he didn't belong anywhere. Because when he go over the African American group to socialize, they give him the cold shoulder, and he didn't belong there. When he goes over the Caucasian side to socialize, he was too dark for that group, so he didn't belong there, and so he didn't know what to do. He attended Harvard and become a lawyer, but after 1 year, he decided that law wasn't for him. He decided law was not for him. So he changed his major, went into business without his father's knowledge. So his father did not know this. His father did not know this. You know what? Secret can hurt. But let's get on with this. Raymond was very studious and made a lot of money in high school as he tutored doing chemistry, algebra, and physics. He was very brilliant in these areas. I did what? Chemistry? And I had to get a tutor in university when I was doing chemistry. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't what I thought. I thought it was going to be really, really bad. It wasn't. Algebra, on the other hand, when I did it in university, that's what I needed the tutor for. I really needed tutor for college algebra, and I got one. So Raymond was one of those students who taught this. He was brilliant. Okay, so Raymond's parents, they were proud of him. His mother tell him all the time that she was proud of him, but the so much. And some of us might be in position like that, where we have parents, whether they're busy. Like, you will learn about Raymond's father as we go along, but not in this chapter. This is about Raymond. We know that some parents, some of them are willing to tell us that I am proud of you. And some of them will say to you, keep up the good work, while some might be out at work busy. And so their busyness prevent them from telling you that they love you and they're proud of you and keep up the good work. Raymond's father was one such man. He was very busy. And you will find out why he was so busy as time goes by. Just follow the story. So he realized that the legal profession was not for him and that his father would highly disapprove of him. So when he changed his major to business, he kept it a secret. It became a secret. We all know what secret does. We all know that when persons expect good of us and we keep a secret from them, that would prevent them from being surprised or shocked, it can fracture a relationship. When we keep secret, no matter how simple that secret is, it can cause other persons to feel bad, and it can break trust. There can become a trust issue. And so Raymond kept this secret from his father. Let us see how long. So Raymond graduated after 4 years of college with a business degree. He did graduate with a business degree. Everyone was happily celebrating except his father, who disapproved and was upset. Raymond's father was not only upset with Raymond, because Raymond, when you're going to hear about his family history, he was also upset with the family that didn't tell him about it, because Raymond wasn't the only one knew that he was not going to finish law school, right? He was upset. So Raymond moved from California and lived in Las Vegas, Nevada, in a condo. He dated a few ladies, but none of them, the relationship didn't work. Those relationships did not work for him. Either it didn't fit him well or he didn't fit them well. But some connection did not click. It did not work. And so he was now dating someone he loves. He was dating again. He was dating. Raymond's hobbies include watching movies, doing work with his hands. He loved working with his hands. He loved doing woodwork. He loved putting things together. That's what he loves to do. He loves skipping. He loves swimming. He loves jogging. These are things that he basks in. These are his hobbies. He loved these things. Raymond's father, the relationship with Raymond's father was strained because his father has high standards and expectations for Raymond. Some of us can relate. Some of us can relate. For me, my mother wanted me to become a teacher. My mother wanted me to become a teacher. And the first year that I taught, I hated every minute of it. I didn't want to come out of bed to go to school to teach. When I'm writing my, what they call it, learning, like the learning charts, those charts, I didn't know what I'm doing. I had to seek help from her. I just didn't like it. I just couldn't. There were some students in the class that I couldn't reach. And I felt pressured because I couldn't reach them. I didn't know what to do. And I didn't want to leave any student behind. And so I did not like teaching. And so when I resigned my work, my mother did not know. So when I sent that resignation letter in, the person who I sent it into got in touch with my mother because she was a teacher as well. And my mother came to me and said, you resign your work. Why didn't you tell me? And I told her that if I had told you, you would not have allowed me to resign. She would not have allowed me to resign. And so I did it as a secret, just like Raymond. So Raymond and I have something in common. And there are a lot of persons out there that Raymond has something in common with. And so we're going to continue. So his relationship with his mother was decent, but usually his mother upset him sometimes because she meddles. She's a woman that meddles in relationship and try to match make and decide that persons who Raymond is dating is not good enough for the family. Not only that, he thought that these women are not good for Raymond, and so he meddles. And so Raymond would get upset with her. There are a lot of us who, our in-laws meddle in our lives, right? Our in-laws meddle in our lives. Our in-laws, our mother meddles in other person's life, which can be upsetting to other people, right? And so she most times verbalize her feelings to Raymond's lady friends and make them feel bad. And so Raymond did not like that because Raymond is not that type of person. Raymond loves his brother. So Raymond loves his brothers and sister and is most times their moral support when there are issues with their parents. So Raymond is there for them. He's a supportive brother for his brothers and sisters. He communicates with each of them weekly, including his mother, but hardly his father. He hardly contacts his father. And some of us know what that means. Sometimes other brothers of ours and other family members contact the parents, because with me, I call my mother not so often like my other sister. My sister called my mother almost every week. I do not call my mother every week. So some of us can relate to Raymond calling and talking to brothers and sister and his mother every week, but not so much his father. So we see where this strain is. There's a strain. Because when you don't have a strain in a relationship, and when the relationship is not fractured, you are close to that person. You're close to that person. Raymond was contemplating buying his own construction company. He wants to own his company. He wants to start his own business. But he decided to work for a construction site for a year and a half before buying his own. He wanted to do that. So he wanted to learn the business, what is important, what he should do, what he should not do. Just learn how to get through with it so he can be more functional and effective in his own company. Raymond has two brothers, John Williams, the eldest, and Brian Williams, the youngest. He also have a younger sister. His girlfriend, whose name was Karen Spears, they were dating for a year and a half. Raymond had no children. He's hardworking and is not afraid of, and he's afraid of social interaction. So what happened was, while he was in school, he was not in any group, none of the group accepted him. And so that play on him, even though he's 41, that thing played on him. And so he was afraid of social interactions. with others. And so I'm going to introduce you to my dog in a little while. Raymond also has two male friends, Jeremy Brown, who is closer to his age, and Sam Comrade, 6 years older than Raymond. Say hi. This is Softy Brown Clark. She was the one that allowed the monitor to hit me in my head last week. Look at the camera. Go ahead. Look at the camera. There you go. Tell them your name. My name is Softy Clark. I love to be pet, and I'm a spoiled doggy. Yes. Okay. Let's continue. Raymond is skeptical about God since he was bullied throughout his school years because of the color of his skin and not being accepted, whether in the African group or the Caucasian groups. He felt like his prayers weren't being answered. And there are a lot of us who prayed for stuff. Who think that our prayers are not being answered. There are a lot of us who are trying to get somewhere, and it seems like everything we do is being blocked. There are a lot of us who pray and with expectations and with faith, but the prayer is not answered yet. So Raymond felt like his prayers were not answered then while he was in school. I'm not sure about now, but you have to follow the storyline to know about how he feels now. But he felt like his prayer were not answered. He has no sense of belonging outside of his family support and his girlfriend. He didn't feel like he belonged anywhere. Some of us know what that feels like. Some of us moved to a new country. We haven't found the friends that we need yet. We haven't found the location that fits us. We haven't found no group that we can identify with yet. And so we know what this feels like. Raymond does not want his father to be a priest. He doesn't want to be in his father's shadow. And that's why he came out of law school. He doesn't want to be in his father's shadow. So what he does, he desired to launch out on his own. He wants to find his own. He wants to find where he belongs and where he was accepted, where he's accepted. He launched out to do his own business, to live his own lifestyle. Yeah, you remember there's that part in the Bible where it says that the prodigal son went, And when the prodigal son went, he launched out into a community to find something that he was looking for. So we are going to take a break right now. And when we come back, we are going to look what happened to Raymond in the rest of the story and relate to Raymond. Okay? So we are going to take a break right now. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I am Charmaine Brown, and I am here with you with mental health, a holistic approach, a holistic impact. I am an Impact Gospel Radio, and we are doing our mental health approach, and we are doing it from a family dynamic um, process where we process and we look at family, look how the members interact with each other, and we relate whether we can relate to that or we have someone who can relate to that. And so if you know anyone who this program will benefit, invite them on. And we are also on YouTube, and we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we're on a lot of platforms, a lot of social media. So invite your friends and your family who you know will benefit. So let's continue with Raymond. So Raymond was in a car accident where he was T-boned by a driver who ran the red light 9 months after working with this construction company. His friend Jerome was in the car with Raymond. Jerome was treated and sent home, but with Raymond, he was in the emergency room 24 hours for monitoring. They were monitoring. He had a fractured right hand, and his dominant hand is right. He used his dominant hand, and that was fractured. He also sustained some soft tissue injury in his chest as well. Right? And so it took him 4 months to recover from that. Took him 4 months to recover. He had to do physiotherapy, and he had months of rehabilitation before he was back to work. So some of us who are not working because we were in some accident, have incident that put us out of commission where we can't work. This is like Raymond. He couldn't work for 4 months, but it even get better. Raymond started going to the gym more often since his injury. As a construction worker, 6 weeks after the car accident. 6 weeks, only 6 weeks after the car accident, he had another accident at work where the trench collapsed. The trench collapsed, and he was trapped for 4 hours. Sam, one of his friend, was on duty, who worked at that construction site, was there as well, and he saw what happened. And Sam was the one who called for help, and Sam also assist in the rescue. He also assisted in the rescue. Raymond spent 5 days in the hospital from that collapsed trench. He spent 5 days. He was treated for suffocation and hypoxia. And he spent 2 months recuperating at home. So if we check, it's a total of 7 months in total being at home. So remember, he wanted to go into this construction company to learn, and he wanted to spend 1.5 years, right? And so in the ninth month, he met in his first accident, where he spent 4 months recuperating, and this time he spent 2 months recuperating. So he was at home at least 7 months. So he would have done 7 and 9, 1 year and 3 months. In the next 3 months, he would have been looking to leave this construction place to start his own business, but he had setbacks. A lot of us in life has setbacks. We all have setbacks. It happens. It happens whether we are sick, whether we have an accident, we don't have a car, whether our family, we have a debt in the family, we have issues where we cannot meet our obligations to ourselves and our family. There is a setback. But having setback doesn't mean that you can't come back, right? Having setback doesn't mean that you can't come back. I'm saying right, not because I'm asking you if that's correct, but that's one of my talk, right? Or right? So he spent 2 months recuperating. So that's approximately 7 months at home. He started leaving all the doors of enclosed spaces open. When he's in the washroom, using the washroom, he leaves the door. He left the door open because he was scared of being in a closed environment because of what happened. That was a trauma. To be locked in for 4 hours in a trench that collapsed, that's traumatic. And so I can see why he would leave the doors open. He doesn't even go in his closet for clothes. He asks Karen to help him with the clothes and the shoes that he need out of the closet. Yeah, that's a trauma for him. His parents and siblings were supportive and visit him regularly. When his dad visited, he told Raymond, that is what happened being That is what happened not being a lawyer. That's what his father said to him. So, in other words, he said, if you were a lawyer, you wouldn't have fallen into a trench and be submerged for 4 hours. That wasn't a nice thing for him to say, was it? No. You know, not because our values don't meet other people's values, or other people's values are different from ours. It doesn't mean that we're going to be mean. It doesn't mean that we're going to be rude. And it doesn't mean that we're going to be insultive. It doesn't mean that we're going to be physical. If I decided to go to nursing school, which I did, I don't expect my mother to be destructive because I did not become a teacher. I don't like teaching. Well, I didn't like that type of teaching. I like teaching adults. I don't like no other teaching if it's not adults. So with his father, with him saying, if you were a lawyer, this wouldn't happen. At your bedside. So you can imagine you're not feeling well. And your father come to your bedside and make that comment. Can you imagine? I don't know what I would do. Listen, people, I am very calm. I have patience sometimes. I still need to learn patience. And I know many of us that are watching and that will watch this broadcast don't have patience for people who come to your bedside and make bad comments. He should have said, get well soon, my son, even though you didn't become a lawyer. You know what I mean? My son, even though you didn't become a lawyer, get well soon. That would sound so much better than that's what you get not being a lawyer. So Raymond was feeling angry when his dad made this comment. And I'm going to tell you something. Just couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago to be exact, I was so angry. I went to work and I had some difficult patients. And I had a lot. And when I went to work, my CRN said, you're in charge tonight. And I said, no, I don't want to be in charge. Why am I in charge? And she said, well, she made the rationale why. And then at the end, she said, I haven't been in charge for a while. And so that's why I'm in charge. That was no reason to make me be in charge, not because I haven't been in charge for a while. Because of this situation, it was a lot. And so I don't believe, and I was so angry. I was so angry. One of the nurses came in and into the medication room and was talking to me. And I told her not to talk to me. I don't want to talk to anyone. That's how angry I was. Normally, I would not do that. Normally, I would not do that. I told her, don't talk to me. I don't want anyone to talk to me. I am not ready to talk to anyone. As the night goes on, I did talk to her. And last week, I apologized. I apologized to her for that behavior. But what I'm saying is, I can understand when that Raymond is angry with his father and the statement that he made. Because I have been in anger as well. And I know that many of you that is watching have been angry as well. So, I realize that we're coming to the end of our broadcast. So I am going to throw out a question or two questions for us. I am going to ask, what emotional and mental health issues could Raymond and his family face from the incident and the statement that the dad made? What emotional and mental issues from the statement and the accident, the statement that Raymond's father made and the accidents that happened to Raymond? What? I want you to list them because there are more than one emotional and mental health issues that can happen. There are more than one. And I want you to list them because next week we'll be going through them. We'll be going through all of them. We'll be recapping. It's a very interesting story, and I want you to get into the storyline, okay? So I am going to recap. So the story is about Raymond's dilemma, where Raymond, he's very educated. He's an educated person. His mother and father, they're alive. He has 2 brothers and a sister, and he has a girlfriend, and he has traveled extensively, and his academic is top, is there. He doesn't fit in any group. His complexion is mulatto, so he doesn't fit in the African American group, and he did not fit in the Caucasian group, and so he's having a lack of belonging and acceptance. He went to Greece on one of his trips and got locked into a cellar while trying to rescue a cat, and that had brought some early trauma to him when he was 12. Raymond wanted to start his own firm, and so he's secretly going to business in a business career without his father knowing. He was in law before, and 1 year he came out of that and go into business, and he did graduate with a business degree and is working in a construction site. He has 2 friends, and one of the friend was there when one of the accident, as both of his accident that occurred. The one in the car, one of his friend was there with him, and the one at the site, his other friend was working on the site that day as well. He has family support, and he supports his family, but he's afraid of socializing. He's afraid of socializing. And so Raymond, when he was recuperating, his father came and make a comment that if he was a lawyer, it wouldn't happen. And that comment make Raymond angry. And so the question that I'm throwing out to you tonight for next week, Monday at 6:30 Winnipeg time, 7:30 New York time, 7:30 Jamaican time, is what emotional and mental health issues that Raymond and his family faced from the accidents and from the comment that his dad made. Think about it. Think about what you'll do in this situation. Talk to me. Send an email. This is Impact Gospel Radio. It's a very beautiful radio. It has everything that you need. It has lawyers. It has doctors. It has nurses. It has me as a psychotherapist here with you every Monday. And we're talking about the Raymond's family saga. And our website, our email address is info@mentalhealthhorizon.com, as you see right there. And our website is mentalhealthhorizon.com, www.mentalhealthhorizon.com. Email us, send us whatever you want to talk about. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you another time. Have a great evening.